I would like to ask all the components of the observatory to join me here on stage. And the idea is that I would like to present all the competencies that we were able so far to gather together. Those are people who wish to work together to this project. And I think it's very important that we are well aware of the different competencies that we have. So please come on stage. Okay, so a lot of people, but this is nice because it means that I'm here. Yes, we are a multidisciplinary group. I'm here at the behind. And so each group is going to provide a brief description of its own competencies and the network that they work with. And so please let me give the floor to Roy. You are the first. So we are going to follow the order. Yeah.
I have a presentation, but anyway, some slides. Well, I'll just give you a brief overview of who I am, basically. I'm here in Sapienza, in the Department of Social and Economic Sciences, and I'm a professor of statistics, and I'm the director of a doctoral school on social and economic sciences in my department. It's a very huge school with more than 20 students every year, and we have 5 curricula. One in economics and development, the other one is in finance and institution. We are sociologists, we have data science for social sciences, and we have evaluation of public policy. So this means that basically our PhD students are of high level because they are very good, and they can be involved in this project once we want to, let's say, try to provide an overview of this data on frauds, if we are interested in, of course. I have a mathematical background. I love applications. I like applications on economics, finance, and social sciences. Complex networks, quantitative models. These are my research themes, and econophysics, clustering, procedures, data regularities. I already say something about it, and applications in economic, finance, and social sciences. Raffaella Gautier is my wonderful colleague here. She is my master in corruption, tax evasion, and related topics. I had a lot of papers with her, and I take advantage of this occasion to say to my gratitude to Raffaella. We have papers on scientific journals on corruption, but she will discuss about it. And Ben for law, so some special collections in scientific journals and some published papers. Maria Felice is one of my co-authors. One of my co-authors. Mario Maggio over there is another important co-author, and a lot of people, Marcelo Auslu, Scalilupi, David Mir, Davide Provenzano, Jessica Riccioni, and Rosella Castellano. And just an overview on methods and applications if you're interested in, or stop here. Just very, so a lot of possibilities to make methods on them for law, definition of weak versions, the problems of severity. This means that once you test and you make empirical test, statistical test, make inference, you can deal with this severity with them for law. New test for detect conformity and acceptance thresholds. Some of them are done with Mario. And applications, inspections, reliability with Maria Felice. We have a very good paper on this. She's the only responsible for the paper. and touristic flows and prediction of financial crisis, prices and volumes in financial markets, either geological time series, pre-default swaps, and aggregating Italian income taxes. And these are some references and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to make a change in the ordering because our friends from Spain actually have to catch a plane. So I will leave the floor to them. Oscar Lopez de Colonna and David Blanco Alcantara, and after Ivan Pastor Sanz.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. We are Oscar, David, and Ivan from the University of Burgos and Valladolid in the north of Spain. And we are the head of other European project, quite similar to our project is Eumonex, and we focus specifically in the crowd, the use of next generation funds. We had the final conference in May, the last May, and we had the opportunity of presenting our final results with European researchers all over Europe, more than 20 European universities working with us from all over Europe. Specifically, Maria Felici was the opportunity to start our network relation and even our friendship relation. Okay, basically the Eumonex project was a project to elaborate comparative law studies of the anti-fraud measure of each country because of the use of how to use the next generation funds. And not only a law study, but also statistical, econometric, and even financial empirical studies about the efficiency of the use of these funds and the way to avoid fraud and corruption attitudes that can exist with the use of these funds in each country. The next generation, the web page of our present the team, in which you can see members of different universities from Spain, from France, from Germany, Ireland, Italy, and Germany, Poland, and Portugal. And okay, and the results of the final conference are in our web page. It's very easy. You can put it in Google Eumonex, and it's easy to get our page. In 1 minute, basically, the next generation funds, as you know, were funds to the digitalizations and the application of circular economy models in each country, but in fact, are again funds to reduce the economic gap among countries. So are in fact funds that depends on the unemployment rate of each country, the GDP of each country, and the total populations. In Italy, the level of next generation funds are around 108,000 million of euros, and in Spain, 140,000 million of euros. The use of funds in Italy, 100%, total distributed, total security. In Spain, less than 70,000 million of euros. And what's for us a research question, which is the problem? And the problem is that there are only three combination factors that affect to the use of next generation funds. Firstly, the anti-fraud measures adopted by each specific country, the corruption perception index of each country, and the rule of law, the level of fulfilling law in each country. Using a falsely said qualitative methodology that allows to combine the factors, we obtain that in the countries where the rule of law is very poor and the corruption perception index is higher, need more anti-fraud measures to cover this lack of rule of law. But in fact, these anti-fraud methods are, in some cases, in many cases, very strictly to satisfy for small companies and small institutions. So can be a barrier of entry to get these funds, to use these funds for small institutions, for small companies in different parts of our country. So this is one of the problems we got. Another very short, quick presentation is a web page that we created using neural networks with the Eumonas project that Ivan will have to come. So I'm very short person. Please.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks a lot for giving us the opportunity again to participate in this kind of congress. Because thanks to the feedback we received in the past in other edition and also in June 2024, I think we presented. It gives us the opportunity to improve our approach and to improve even more the current web page we presented in this congress. In June 2024, we presented a website showing or trying to summarize different red flags in different telnets all around the European Union, just to show how many public contract has different red flags. Maybe one contract displays only one red flag, but sometimes only contract display a lot of red alerts. As we are mentioning here several times, it does not mean any kind of fraud, but it's worse than not having any kind of fraud. This time, here is the website we have here. We create one piece that we feel that we are lacking of, no? And this is the information that it's good to spend a lot of money in several things, but what are the citizens of the European Union perceiving about the use of the funds? Because we are maybe spending a lot of money in doing things, but then we, as citizens, we did not perceive as useful. Or maybe we believe that we are not wasting it in the most appropriate way. So we try to do is just to collect a lot of news belonging to all newspaper, the most relevant newspaper in the European Union, to create the sentiment of, the topics in which the news are talking about the use of the funds, maybe for migration, for education, but also in which news we detect some perception of corruption, misuse of the funds, and also to detect the real sentiment, the difference in the real sentiment of this news around the European Union. And this is what we have summarized in this Eurofunds Public View. The name of the website is fundspublicview.com. The name is not so easy, but it's the free domain we obtained. So I let you to deep dive in when you have time. Okay. But the most relevant part of this website is this dashboard. It's a Power BI dashboard where you can find a lot of information, the number of news we collected talking about the use of funds, the country, the evolution, the different topics in which the European citizens perceive we are using the funds for project development, finance and European use of funds, news about education and young education. We have railway transport use of the funds. So this is the website we wish to show you. Again, thank you for
Okay. Thank you very much. And I think this is these kind of things we can contribute to participate to the observatory. So with you, thank you for taking this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Open with us. Okay, so now Francesca Iandolo, Francesca Bellini, and Bernardino Quattrociocchi from Sapienza University. Okay, thank you, Maria Felicia. So we are from the Department of Management. We have been working with Maria Felicia from day one of this project. So I congratulate you, Maria Felicia, for the wonderful coordination of this project. It's been a long journey. So yeah. So our contribution was mainly based on the developing of the indicators of fraud that were derived from the main financial statements and accounting principles standards, also from the national and international normative, and also, of course, based on the literature. The difficult point of this part was, of course, to select the different relevance that these indicators could have according to the different targets of companies that, of course, were addressed, were the beneficiaries of the funds. So this set of targets have been, of course, tested, as Maria Felicia was saying before, with the Italian Fondazione dei Dottori Commercialisti. So we've also had the benchmark and the confirmation of the practitioners in this field. So here again, it's been a very funny and long journey. Also with the COLA, thank you. So this will be our main competencies in the observatory. So thank you, Maria Felicia. I don't know if Francesco wants to add something.
Yeah, just a few words. We have also made a mapping of the technologies that are available in order to discover mapping and let's say understand which are the fraudulent patterns in frauds. So I think that we have the chance to work together with all the colleagues and exchange exactly the experiences and was created a strong network around with multidisciplinary approach around these themes, and I think the observatory will be really a good occasion to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just one word, because we have an experience in our department about anti-money laundering. That is, I think, is very important for following this focus, this item, because the problem in this case is the financial, the money that become after this fraud. I think it's a very, very important point about this team. If you know from follow the money, you and in our department about 5-6 years, we have maybe a good experience with enjoying with colleagues, with the colleagues. Maybe it's possible that say this with the call-off, and I think this is an important experience that we're sharing together, and we're going next week, maybe in the university. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Thank you. Now the floor goes to Domenico Vitale, Giuseppina Gognano, and this other one that I do not know, Maria Felicia Rezzo. I don't know who is he.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning. I'm Domenico Vitale. I'm speaking on behalf of Maria Felicia Rezzo and Giuseppina Guagnano. We are from the member department of Sapienza University. So we are very excited to be part of the observatory, and we are ready to cooperate to achieve the goal of the observatory, which is to enhance our understanding of fraud, corruption, and any other illegal activities affecting the financial interest of the European Union. So our experience, more briefly, is related to the estimation of sites and drivers about the kind of work. So also using complex survey data and administrative data. And we have worked a lot in the last years, in particular for the development of methods for dealing with erosive populations, and also for particular for the treatment of misclassified variables or data affected, data contaminated by errors, particularly survey data and administrative data. Currently, our team is part of an international and multidisciplinary researching working group, which is led by the Prof. Williams from University of Sheffield. And the main goal is to understand the characteristic of the informal economy at the European level. So we hope to the observatory will be part of this larger story, so to merge all the reports to reach good results for the fight against fraud. Thank you.
Thank you, Domenico. And now, please, I leave the floor to Antonio Caputo and Laura Carbone from University of L'Aquila and Guardia di Finanza.
Good afternoon, everyone. Laura Carbone and I, Antonio Caputo, are from L'Aquila University. We are glad to be here today to ensure a contribution to this final meeting of Project Duet. So, when working on a proposal of organizational academic model of specialist training designed for professionals in the European fund sector in the context of Italian universities. The goal is to address the specific needs and demands of this specialized field by providing comprehensive theoretical and practical knowledge. The proposed model includes a well-structured curriculum, collaboration with the relevant institution partners, practical internship, and continuous professional development to ensure the competence and the competitiveness of professionals. The name of this model is EAUP, European Anti-Fraud University Program, which is designed to provide specialized training in fraud prevention within the European fund sector. The program aims to equip participants with the knowledge and skill to effectively combat fraud in various sectors, such as agricultural societies, construction companies, small-sized enterprises, and other collective ones. Additionally, the program incorporates a focus on utilizing artificial intelligence to detect and prevent European financial frauds. EIOP is structured to bridge the gap between academia and the job market, especially targeting professional working in audit departments of companies and institutions. Upon completion, participants will have the opportunity to obtain the globally recognized certificate fraud examiner certification offered by the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. Therefore, the course should be based on a collaboration between university, professional association, and public institution. Now, in short, this model provides a one-year training course divided in 2 semesters. It would consist of 3 main modules that focus on integrating digital and legal expertise, as Laura outlined in our proposal. Please.
Thanks, Antonio. Good afternoon to all. Just a brief overview on this proposed model, educational model we would like to work on. So we think that this model should include 2 kinds of knowledge, basically legal training and digital skills, because nowadays AI could provide
professionals with relevant sectors that could work in this kind of sector, in this kind of framework. So AI could be a valuable tool for fraud monitoring and prevention and fraud prevention. So our training proposal, anti-fraud professionals development course, would concern about first module of theoretical nature. So this module will cover the fundamental legal knowledge, especially concerning only money laundering framework. And after that, we should focus on the second module with a specialized nature. This kind of modules should focus on managing fraud and collecting data to study that and to propose initiatives that could be useful to navigate frauds. And after that, we think about a third module that will concern the AI applications and especially how AI can process vast amounts of data. I'm talking about big data analytics. So ensure that this kind of course should combine legal and digital and technology training approach because we think that it could be very useful to prevent fraud. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Raffaella Couppier, Luisa Scarpa, University of Macerata.
Thank you. Okay. Good afternoon. First of all, let me thank Maria Felice for this very important opportunity to be present here today. This very important, but above all, a very interesting event for us. I'm speaking in this very brief presentation, I promise, in a plural because in this moment I represent the research group of University of Macerata. That is my colleagues Elisabetta Michetti, Luisa Scalcia, you know, and me, Raffaella Couppier. We come from the Department of Economics and Law from the University of Macerata, and following a strict alphabetical order, I begin introducing myself. I'm an economist. This is my website. I'm mainly theoretical economist, and for me it's very interesting, important to be here today because I study crime from economic point of view, clearly, and I study the effect, the consequences, the causes of the crime that economists call the white-collar crimes. So that is corruption, fiscal evasion, fiscal fraud, money laundering, and so on. After Elisabetta Michetti, she's a mathematician, and her research activity mainly concerned the field of dynamical system with application in microeconomics, and finance. And finally, Luisa Scalcia, that you know very well because you just listened to the speech of Luisa, and I skipped some slides because due to lack of time. And regarding the activity of the group of research, in this moment, the group is the coordinating unit of the PRIN-founded project, whose acronym is TEC, Tax Evasion and Corruption, Theoretical Models and Empirical Studies, a quantitative-based approach for the Italian case. This is the link of the website. And principally, in this project, we want to understand and study the phenomenon of tax evasion and corruption in order to better understand the principal effective tools in order to reduce, to fight corruption and evasion. And we use the agent-based model approach, a quantitative approach, integrating economic modeling, dynamical analysis, empirical, and also experimental perspective. I'll try to skip this slide in the sense that I would like to present the principal contribution and result of this project. We contributed to this project in several ways. in particular studying the link between industrial structure and the evasion dynamics. This is the final output, and analyzing the consequences of site-dependent monitoring level on the fiscal compliance of the firms and on the decision of the firms on whether to invest all the realized profit and therefore on growth. In particular, in this work, we demonstrated that under certain conditions, a dimensional trap may emerge, and we call this dimensional trap a situation in which the micro and little firm prefer to not invest all the realized profit in order to remain small and avoid a higher level of enforcement, a higher level of probability of being checked. This is the final result, output, and finally, we try to evaluate the effect of dimensional trap on the industrial structure. And we show that an unwise choice of the policy parameters may determine a long-run equilibrium in the industrial structure characterized by a small number of large firms, but many small and micro firms which are very often a non-compliant firm. This is the output, the final output. This is the work in progress, the term for law, and I skip this. And let me conclude this brief presentation, thanking Maria Felice, with the hope that from this point is the point for future research together. Thank you.
And now I leave the floor to Marco Ariani, Professor Marco Ariani from Parma.
Hello, everyone. This is Marco Ariani speaking. I'm professor of statistics at the University of Parma, and I'm the director of an interdepartmental center which is called ROSA. ROSA stands for Robust Statistics. That is analysis which is not affected by the presence of outlying observations. So we deal with international trade data, time series, quality of life, data for customer segmentation, banking and financial data, sports data. I mean, all kinds of data, because all these data are affected by the presence of outlying observations. We have an ongoing project with the University of Valladolid, the Department of Mathematics. They briefly know you, I have asked them. And we have now a project with the General Command of our financial police in terms of budgeting. Then we have a long-standing cooperation with the Joint Research Center of the European Commission, CNR, Municipality of Parma, and then I'm also the PI of this project about anti-fraud. Now, given that here we wanted to bring the results, and now I wanted to give you some numbers. This is a sentence of the European Court of Justice. So you see that you see the numbers we are talking about. You can read it correctly. We are talking about 3 million. And then look at this. Says that a method based on statistical data is permitted, is allowed. Moreover, that the method has proved to be sufficiently precise and reliable. And this is an important benchmark for our future study, because this implies that when you have to go in court, you have to show that your method is stable and your method is not affected by the presence of a typical observation. And this is currently what we do. That is, this is a series of anti-fraud application cases where you can see that we can classify the units in terms of groups so that the JRC can then give a set of signals to Olaf, which is the European anti-fraud European office, so that they can decide whether to investigate or not. So we have a series of methods. Then we apply this to the analysis of the international trade data and to the analysis of time series. So we analyze these millions of time series. So we find the possible level shift. I mean, downward level shift or upper level shifts. And then we try to check whether a sudden decrease in a particular product corresponds to a sudden upward shift. There is what inside the JRC they call the carousel and then tax evasion, so all these things. Actually, this is what we do, and this is what the contribution that I think we can give to the project. So we are very happy to participate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks so much. So now I leave the floor to Valerio Vallefuoco.
Thank you very much indeed. And thank you, my Alicia, for these big events. And I am a lawyer of 26 lawyers, and my specialization is anti-money laundering and anti-corruption. It's for 2000 case in Rome. That is a competent court for suspicious taxation, sanctioned control taxation. And I'm a member of the Commission, Anti-Money Laundering Commission of the National Forensic Association, and also an expert for the Accountant National Association for Anti-Money Laundering and Anti-Corruption. And by the way, now I'm the brand ambassador of the Falcone Borsiera Foundation to promote the agreement with the entity, public and private, for legality and for training. So I'm very honored to stay with you. And I think that what we are creating now is sharing knowledge. So it's very important to share knowledge, our knowledge, academic, professional, tax police, carabinieri, all the component of the society will be able to share their knowledge. So I want to share my knowledge with you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Valerio. Now I leave the floor to Luciano Cruciani, co-founder of Television Sobranchi.
Here I am in America. I'm called Luciano Cruciani. As you can see, I'm very beautiful, so it means that I belong to a military police force in Italy. Its name is called Guardia di Finanza. It's one of the most important police corps in Italy regarding the protection of national financial interest and EU financial interest at the same level. So it's a very great, complete example of a simulation principle represented by Article 325, the trading of functioning of the EU. But in my current job position, I don't have operational powers. It means that I'm the chair of the coordination body, it's called COLAF, which represents the Anti-Fraud Coordination Service in Italy. Basically, I have to highlight that we don't have operational powers. We are only a cooperation coordination body. It means that you have imagined us as a wide round table around which sit all the authorities that at national level deal with the topic of the protection of EU financial interests, fight against fraud and irregularities, and to fight corruption, to fight double funding, and so on. We have a lot of members. This committee is currently chaired by the Ministers for European Affairs. So we have a politician chair. It was established in 1992, and we are really proud of it because it means that we have more than 30 years of experience in this field, in the protection of the financial interests. Recently, by law number 56 of 2024, our competencies were enlarged to the recovery and resilience plan and New members join this cooperation body. And more or less, our structure could be divided in four main categories: ministries, law enforcement and agencies, regions, and external supervisory authority. In this slide, just a few words to say that this is an example of new members such as Madre Finanza, FIU, Financial Intelligence Unit of Bank of Italy, regarding in particular anti-money laundering aspects that we are talking about a few minutes ago. Arma dei Carabinieri, Anti-Corruption Authority, Anti-Corruption Directorate, and so on. So now we are more than 35 members. Here, and I'm very short because time is over. Here, a list of main tasks, duties, and functions of the committee, of the National Call-Up Committee Against Fraud. I would like to highlight the last one, representing career projects and partnership activities aimed to share the exchange experiences and best practices. And basically, this is the reason why we are here. And we work in close synergy with Sapienza University in the field of this project that we not only developed, but we have basically created during the masters, in a specific master in a practical laboratory in the master of the university. So that's all from my side. And